Joining us now on the KNC Masterpiece, it is Dallas Cowboys Executive Vice President Stephen Jones. Stephen, feeling pretty good today, huh?
Absolutely. It's a big win for us. Obviously, maybe not our prettiest win, but, that was a big win to get for our team to go down to New Orleans, obviously a tough place to play, and come out of there with a much-needed win is big for our football team.
Now, I saw on Twitter last night, Stephen, that, and I didn't ask Jerry about this earlier, I regret it, Clarence Hill called out Jerry for being on Bourbon Street before the game. Did you partake in any of the festivities in the New Orleans area? Because it's a fun place to be.
Well, we went by and got a nice little bite of lunch right before the game and then headed that way. But, Clarence is what he is.
Clarence is what he is. It's pretty good. All right, so Tank comes back for you guys last night. I know he was limited in how many plays he could play. Where did you think for him coming back after 2.5 months off, where he's at right now and where he can be in these remaining 5 games?
Well, I thought he was outstanding. He got pressure. I think he batted a ball down. You could feel him out there right away. And, obviously not to play football for almost 10 months is it was a long time, but he got right back out there and got with it and, brought some much needed energy, pressure. The way he plays the game, all I thought, was a huge plus, and that's only going to get better as we move forward. A lot of that yesterday, both sides of the ball. I mean, getting some receivers back who hadn't played in a while. We're obviously going through some changes in our offensive line, trying to move around the different things that we have going on. So we've got some work to do there, to really have a cohesiveness and really play together in a way that we know we can is just going to take a little bit of time, but it was certainly great, to have guys like D-Law, to have guys like Amari Cooper and C.D. Lamb back on the field. I mean, I think you can see when all three of them are on the field together, it certainly gives you some opportunities to make some plays. And I think this offense is going to continue to, get some cohesiveness as we move forward, but we have work to do.
Man, and that's something we kind of discussed all week is, the pick your poison idea that Kellen Moore has when it comes to the offense really is kind of reliant on the talent of Amari Cooper being out there and the talent of CD because they help each other so much. Amari didn't get a bunch of reps last night. Was there just kind of easing him back into it?
Well, anytime you're coming in off COVID, you want to be careful and, having a 10-day layoff, and he has had a hamstring issue that he's dealt with throughout the year that we've watched and, just didn't want to overload him. He was in there on third downs. He was in there on 2 minutes and some other plays. But, we didn't want to give him the full dose right away, but obviously that's going to pick up, and certainly you can see the kind of explosive plays he can bring to our offense. Great to have him out there, and certainly expect his repetitions to pick up as we move forward, just as we do D-Law and the rest of the crew. Obviously, we, got another group of guys coming back, it looks like this week, and Randy and Gallimore have a great opportunity with a 10-day stretch here to get themselves in a position maybe to play against the Redskins. So, we're getting well. We just got to continue to work on our cohesiveness and how we're going to play better as a team. And I think we can get this thing going in the right direction at the right time.
So, Stephen, a lot of interceptions last night. I'd love to know kind of your pie on interceptions because there are people that will say, well, turnovers are somewhat lucky. How much luck is involved in getting all these turnovers that you're getting this year? How much is it the right personnel, the right scheme, the quarterback giving you that opportunity, the pressure? Like, I know there's a lot that goes into it. If you were to break down how you're getting all these turnovers, give it to us.
Well, I think it's all the above. I do think it's scheme. Obviously, Dan and his group stress the ball. And I think Mike, from the day he walked in the door, knows how important it is. If you win the turnover battle, there's a great chance you're going to probably win the game. And then at the end of the day, it's the chicken and the egg. I think if you got good coverage, you're going to get good pressure. If you got good pressure, you're going to have good coverage and give yourselves opportunities to to have turnovers. I just think it's all the things you just mentioned are playing into us. Having an aggressive defense that does make plays on the ball. And I think as we move forward, we're going to have more of that. And hopefully, as we do that, we'll play even better in terms of cutting down the number of big plays that we're giving up. We still feel like, we have to do better there. They had some big plays last night, especially, the quarterback's athletic. Taysom Hill makes a lot of plays with his feet. He's one of the more athletic quarterbacks in the league, and certainly gave us some issues there. But as we move forward, we think we'll have some answers for that.
A lot of our Tolos, and we know that you love the Tolos, Stephen. They're calling the Carlos Watkins interception a thick six because he's a big man, and they like that. And I'm just kind of curious. He looked very natural catching that ball and running. Is there any way that Carlos Watkins is going to be getting a reception from Dak later on in the season?
Well, we've got a lot of guys that can catch the ball really well and run with it well, but I agree with you. I thought he looked very natural pulling that ball in, and then I thought he looked very natural rambling down the field for his touchdown. So obviously a huge play for us. And, I just think as we're getting these guys back that we're going to continue to get better as a defense. We've had some guys who've stepped up for us and done a good job, but we also have some guys that we had penciled in as starters when the season started that are now going to make their way back out onto the field and hopefully give us, some energy and infusion. We've got to get it to where they're all playing well together, but certainly that's doable. We've got 10 days here to continue to work and improve, and think that will happen.
I'm going to cover a lot of ground with this question here, Stephen, but Dak Prescott's not running a lot. And I know Jerry told us earlier in the season, look, I want, when he does run, for it to count or for it to matter. And is he physically able to get out and do those things, or is there kind of a, hey, we would prefer you to stay in the pocket and not be out there risking it right now?
Well, he's got to be smart. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to pick and choose those times when you can run. I mean, you obviously see the effect it took on Taysom Hill last night. He had, he had his finger splinted. He was taking some rough shots. And, ultimately, if you expose yourself to that, then that's going to happen in this league because of the skills that, all teams have on the defensive side. They're big, they're fast, they know how to run and hit. And so you have to pick and choose. And certainly I think Dak's done a great job of that this year. Certainly he knows the right time and place when we really got to have it. He's very instinctive as to when to put that out there. As we all have seen before, he's very capable of it. But at the same time, he's got to be smart about it. We've got to be smart about how we, continue to work on that as to when you take those chances as they pertain to opportunities. And, I think those things work themselves out. But certainly, from his injury situation from last year, you do have to know that every time you take off down that field and expose yourself to some big hits, then you're exposing yourself to injury.
His best friend, Zeke Elliott, are you concerned about his health down the stretch?
No, I think he's just working through it like all competitors. I mean, there's no question. As you get later in the season, everybody has their dings, and you're rarely 100%. And, I think we're doing a great job of spreading it out with Pollard and, giving Zeke his opportunities and giving Pollard his opportunities. And think as we head down the home stretch, everybody will, feel good and feel like we'll be ready. As our meat of our schedule is basically 4 out of 5 NFC East opponents, and if we go out and play well, we got an opportunity to win the East, which is the first step toward starting to achieve our goals. And we're right in the mix on the other things in terms of being one of the top teams in the NFC East, but we're certainly going to have to play better if we want to get done what we want to get done.
All right, so let's talk about rookie Micah Parsons, because Rookie of the Year's locked up for defense for him. And I've been kind of poo-pooing this, but the more I look at these stats, you might have drafted the Defensive Player of the Year in his rookie year. Myles Garrett obviously has a case for it. Bosa in San Francisco is having a very good year. Other players are having good years, but He has more tackles than those guys. He's just a few behind in sacks. He has a couple forced fumbles. He has the most tackles for a loss, according to kind of the guys that are competing for that. Could you see a possibility of your rookie being Defensive Player of the Year?
Well, I just know he continues to improve each week. And as you can see by watching what Dan Quinn and Coach McCarthy do with him, he's able to digest it all. He can come from the linebacker spot. He can come off the edge. The play he made in coverage, which led to an interception for us at a key time when they were driving for a minimum field goal, makes a play catching up to the back on a wheel route, deflects it, and we end up with a great interception by Curse. So he can do that. He certainly, as you saw, can come be a spy and cut the ground quick, and made some great plays on Taysom Hill last night. And then, of course, just his straight-up pass rushing ability is certainly unquestioned, too. So the guy's multi-skilled, multi-talented. He loves to play. He's very competitive. And certainly I think his stats are starting to speak for themselves. I'm biased, but you don't see many people playing better defense than Micah Parsons right now.
All right, Steven. So I know you're probably not the perfect person to ask this, but I have a son who's 13 years old, and he wants a Micah Parsons jersey for Christmas. And I've gone to y'all's websites, and I've gone to other websites, and they're not printing enough youth Micah Parsons jerseys. So can we get some youth largest printed out before Christmas time so I can get that?
On that, we gotta have Micah jerseys available. They got to be promoting Micah, and want all those young people to have them.
Yeah, well, I got a 13-year-old who needs one. I'm just gonna have to find that youth large somewhere.
Well, we gotta get those boys those jerseys, and certainly Micah just feels like he's just going to keep getting better, and feel good about, obviously that's a no-brainer, feel great about what the future holds for him.
Mike, you're trying to get somebody in trouble right now. Don't get anybody in trouble.
They just need to print more jerseys.
All right. Okay. All right. Get them all printed. Thank you, Stephen, for your time. We always appreciate it. Looking forward to it. I think we got you next Monday. We'll look forward to talking to you then.
Sounds great, guys. Take care.